Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Mobile phone footage has been released showing the scene after a man reportedly set people on fire in Colorado while shouting "Free Palestine."
We can't do nothing.
We can!
Not here.
Video shows a topless man holding what are thought to be unlit Molotov cocktails. 8 people are being treated for injuries after the incident. A peaceful event in support of the Israeli hostages was taking place when the attack occurred. The FBI called it a suspected terror attack and said the suspect used a flamethrower and other incendiary devices.
That's what he's got right here. Is alcohol.
The victims, aged between 52 and 88, are being treated for a range of minor and serious injuries, with at least one in a critical condition.
What I will say, lastly, is this was a beautiful Sunday afternoon in downtown Boulder on Pearl Street, and this act is unacceptable. I hope you'll join me this evening as we're working through this investigation. We are working, I just came from the command post. We've got dozens and dozens of people here, our state, local, and federal partners, working through this to figure out exactly what happened. I ask for a little bit of patience as we do that, but also I ask that you join me in thinking about our victims, the families of those victims, and everyone involved in this tragedy.
Ukraine says it completed its biggest long-range attack of the war with Russia on Sunday after using smuggled drones to launch a series of major strikes on at least 40 Russian warplanes at 4 military bases. President Volodymyr Zelensky said 117 drones were used in the so-called Spider's Web operation by the SBU security service, striking 34% of Russia's strategic cruise missile carriers. It reportedly took a year and a half to organize the strikes. Russia confirmed Ukrainian attacks in 5 regions, calling them a terrorist act. The attacks came a day before Russian and Ukrainian negotiators met in Istanbul in Turkey for a second round of peace talks. With all votes counted, right-wing historian Karol Nawrocki has been elected Poland's new president. The Electoral Commission said Nawrocki won 50.9% of the vote, ahead of Warsaw's Liberal mayor, Rafał Trzaskowski, on 49.1%. It's a sensational turnaround from the result of the first exit poll published immediately after voting ended at 9 p.m. local time on Sunday that showed Trzaskowski winning on 50.3%. A Chinese Harvard graduate's speech calling for unity in a divided world, delivered days after the US vowed to revoke Chinese students' visas, has sparked mixed reactions in the US and her home country. Her speech went viral on the Chinese internet, with some saying it moved them to tears. However, others said her elite background is not representative of Chinese students.
Last summer,
In the US, some have flagged her alleged links with the Chinese Communist Party.
if we still believe in a shared future, let us not forget those who we label as enemies, they too are human. In seeing their humanity, we find our own.
The UK Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, says the country's military is moving to a war-fighting readiness as he unveils the government's defence spending plans. Speaking in Glasgow, he also said the government will innovate and accelerate innovation at a wartime pace.
When we are being directly threatened by states with advanced military forces, the most effective way to deter them is to be ready. And frankly, to show them that we're ready. To deliver peace through strength.
And footage shows huge plumes of earthy-coloured smoke and ash billowing from Mount Etna. The volcano on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean island is one of the world's most active, with eruptions taking place several times a year. Video shows tourists frantically fleeing the side of the volcano. It comes after Italy's National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology said Etna was experiencing explosions of growing intensity. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.